Hey guys, I'm Steve from the Long Island Alzheimer's and Dementia Care Center. We will be going live today, and I will be doing a word game with you guys. So it should be a lot of fun. I'm excited. We finally got this all ready to go. Tried to do this on my computer, but it didn't want to work. So we're gonna wait a couple minutes for you guys to tune in. Get a couple responders in. Should be good. Nice, we got one. We got two. When you guys arrive into the chat, would you guys be able to post a comment so that I know you guys are able to respond? Make sure I know you're there. So I was thinking today we could do a word game. Depending on how many people we have in here, depends on I guess which one we'll try to do. Can I get any suggestions from the peanut gallery out there? So hopefully you guys will be ready. We got a couple more people in here right now. Are any of you guys able to comment? Let me know that we still got a crowd going. So we'll give it another couple minutes. Let's see if we get anyone else. And we'll be starting shortly. I'm thinking maybe we could do a word game and we'll do words that start with the letter B. And I will help you guys out a little bit. I'll give you guys a couple hints, see what I could help you do, and we'll take it from there. We'll see what words you guys can give me. Hopefully you guys will be able to post some comments. Let me know what you guys were thinking. Maybe give me words anything that you could think of, small, big, anything works. We're gonna see where it takes us. Should be a lot of fun. I'm glad to hear from you guys and see from you guys, so it should be a good day. Another day in paradise, right? Alright, guys. Should we try starting? See if we could get any words, see what we could do. Hopefully you guys will have some comments for me. Hopefully you'll tell me what words you have in mind, and we'll get going from there. Alright, so I thought we could start with a letter. I figured it'd be easier than seeing what making a big word, breaking it down. We have many different options to do, but I thought maybe this might be a little bit easier trying to get in the flow with things with this whole coronavirus going on. So hopefully it'll work out. It'll be good. All right. So this kind of stinks that we're all home. We can't be face to face. We can't see anyone. But it's all right. We're gonna make the most of it. We're doing whatever we can for you guys. Hopefully we get a bunch of you guys to tune into this. It's a little stretch. It's a big thing in technology nowadays. I'm not very comfortable with it. I don't know much about it. But you know what? I'm learning. And that's all we could do. We could learn about everything. The more you know, the better off you are. So, let's see. I have I'll start with a couple of easier words that might start with less letters than some of these other words that I might have. So to start off with, we'll do words that start with B. And with those words that start with B, I was thinking of a two-letter word that that you say in a situation almost every day. You encounter a lot of people throughout the day, and you greet them. You say something to them. You might say hi, hello, how you doing? But you also, when you're leaving them, you also say another type of greeting that is able to let them know that you're going to be leaving, but it was a pleasure to see you. Does anyone have an idea on what word I might be thinking of? It's a three-letter word that would start with the letter B. Do we have any takers that might want to give me this word? So I was thinking you might say you're in the supermarket and you're walking around, you're shopping, and you might see someone like, oh, hey, hello, how are you? How have you been? It's been a long time since I seen you. And you talk, you get things going. And then all of a sudden, before you end the conversation, you say, oh, it was very nice to meet you. Good. And that word you might say to someone in a situation, or another way to describe it might be an author of a book. So they a lot of times they might say, "Hey, um, do you know a book? Do you know?" They might say the name of the book, and they might say, "Hey, this is the author," or "Who is the book?" And I was thinking of a word might be bye. You might say hi and bye to someone in a situation. You might also be thinking about it in another way where it could be an author. And the author is spelled one way, but now in a situation where you're saying condolences to someone, you might use a different phrase and it might be spelled a little bit differently. That way might be spelled B-Y-E rather than B-Y. So that was two words up there for you already. Let's see what else can we get? We have any other words? Can you guys tell me any words that you were thinking of? Maybe put them in the comments. Let me know what you guys were thinking. So, along with the supermarkets are doing a lot of different different things, and those are one of the stores that are still open with this whole quarantining going on. But when you guys go to the store, you might buy a couple things and you might put them in a in a nice plastic, or you might have your own you might bring your own way to carry them home, whether or not it's what's the word? They might well, nowadays in the stores they eliminated the plastic ones, but now they have gotten onto the paper ones. And there's a lot of different ways to describe this. You could do it so many different ways. I was thinking you could even it might be something you might pack this for an overnight trip or when you're going away. Mm, it's not so often used in the phrase, but a lot of times girls will always be carrying around their purse, or in other words, their. Can I get anyone in the comments to give me what word I was thinking of? The last. All right. So the word that I was thinking of was bag, and I hope a couple of you guys got it out there. So now with all these things closing, we have a lot of different places that are still open. There are a couple places that might still be open. There's a lot of places that aren't open. And within those places that are not open, some of them might be what? Can you think of any places that might start with the letter B? Well, that is a funny one, but you know what? It works. We could do it. So they said bed. Bed. Bed is one place that is still open. People are still able to get there, they're still able to stay there. That's where most people have been during this time. So that's great. People are lucky they're able to catch up on their sleep. They're able to spend time, a lot of time with the family, which a lot of these people and a lot of people don't get to do nowadays with these busy schedules that everyone has. It's very hard to be able to make the time to see your family along with everything going on nowadays. Nowadays it's a little bit easier because we can't do much. We get a lot of time to spend with them, and it's very nice. Very nice to do. So that's always good. Now, I was thinking of a name that starts with the letter B. I'm still keeping it simple. We'll do less letters than more. But I was thinking of a three-letter word. Three-letter word, also a name, that you could describe different things with. So you might be able to think of someone with this name. It also rhymes with the word 10 or men. Yep, you're right. You got it. The word I was thinking of was Ben. Ben, 10, Den. They all go together. That was good. Not too bad. Now I was thinking with all this going on in the media and then in the news, and with having to social distance from everyone, it's kind of been hard. And you got to think about there's a lot of people that have it hard, and we got to think about how good we have it sometimes. We don't always get to do that. We don't always think about what we have being so generous to us and being so grateful for it. And I was thinking of a couple individuals who it might be a little bit worse for right now. Might be very hard for them since they had to move out of their homes for the time being. It might also be another phrase that you might use when you're really trying to get someone or something and you want to make sure the best for them. I was thinking it's a three-letter word, very similar to the last word that we just got, but I was thinking in New York City, you see a lot of these types of things. These people, this type of, I guess you would consider it an adjective because it's describing the way someone does something. A lot of times you might see your little kids do it, or your children. They might really, really want something, and they might really hope that you will get it or will help them out in obtaining it and achieving it The word I was thinking of was beg. A lot of times you might see some of these little kids, they might beg their parents for a toy or something they might want to do. You see it in a lot of different TV shows and movies, and I bet a lot of you also had your kids begging you for a lot of things while they were growing up. It happens. It's hard with everything going on. Sometimes they might really want something. So that's great. Look at you. Yep, perfect. This does start with the letter B. Business people, they are making it. They're the real people. That was funny. I like how she got it. Now let's see. Let's see of another word that we could do with the letter B. Now, these are, this is something that, or it's actually, you know what? We'll say it's a form of transportation. So this form of transportation will help you get from point A to point B. And there might be a couple different words you're thinking of, but let's see which ones you guys can guess of. We have a lot of drivers at the center that do this, or that might drive this. So yes, it is something that you're able to drive. You see them a lot of times. They're much more prevalent in the city, where it is much more hectic, where a lot less people have cars. They're not as able to get around. They're not able to park as easily. This form of transportation is much bigger than just a car. It was something that you're able to take with a lot of people, and it comes to each stop, and you wait there at a certain time for it to come in. Yes, you are right, we do. This B word was 3 letters, but whatever you guys can think of, do you guys have something better for me? Grace was very close with it when she said we have 2 of them. That's a great thing to describe it with. The word I was thinking was bus. Like Grace was saying, we have 2 of them. We have a couple bus drivers. We see them a lot of times in the city. A lot of times people get on them with a lot of other people. But right now they're not going to be as big since we have to stay a little bit farther away from people. So I have another word that I think you guys will get pretty easily. It's a word that you might call your kids when they're still young. That was a good one, Grace. I like it. Yes. It was a good song. And right on point. You know it. So what I was thinking was we have a 4-letter word this time. It's a word that people might call their young children. They might go and have one of these, or the stork might drop it off on their front lawn for them. We might have other people that might call their loved ones this. There's many different ways that this word could be used. So I wanted to see what you guys might think. Let's see what you guys can get from that. I was thinking it's a very, very big word. A lot of times people use it in a lot of different cases. It's an adjective to describe something that you love, I guess. Good way to describe it. Yep, you're right. The word was baby. Baby is something that 2 loved ones might have, or it might be something that the stork might drop off to you when you guys were wanting to have a children. You never know. Anything is possible. And there's also another word that could go with that. Yes, you're right. Babe. B-A-B-E or B-A-B-Y. Both of them would still refer to the same thing. And you guys are right. Thank you. Now let's see. This is, can you guys think of anything on yourself, whether it's a body part or something that might refer to and go along with the letter B? I was thinking it's going to be, let's see. There's many different ways to describe this. A lot of times I might, or you know what? We'll start off with a little, what is it? A riddle or a type of like a child saying. They say, "Don't step on the crack or you'll break your mother's." I hope it's not true. We don't want that to ever happen. We don't want that to happen to anyone's mother, and a lot of you mothers out there. It's a little saying that those kids have in those fun games that they make. It's what all your ribs go to. Connects your everything together. Your back, your uppers and your lowers. The word I was thinking of was back. Like you have a front and a back. You have a back that holds you up tall, nice, strong and tall. So for another one, we got another word that might begin with the letter B. If you guys have any words that you could think of, you could always put them right in the chat, and I'll be glad to see them and happy to hear that you're participating. So, a lot of times, a big thing that people would do to get food before it was so easy to go to the supermarket and find it, people might use this type of survival to, to they might, you know what, I could say the word. They might go fishing. And when they're going fishing, they need a little certain something to help them attract more fish. And I know fishing is a big thing, and it was a big thing, and it's still a big thing. So I was thinking a lot of people might know it's a four-letter word that you might use or you might put on the end of your rod. You might stick it to the top of your hook to attract the other fish to get there. What were you guys thinking of? Pretty close. You're right. I was thinking of bait. Bait is usually something you might put on the end of your hook to help attract other fish to come swim towards you. They might use it as bait or a type of food to fund other fish to get there. Now, a lot of people like to cook, but not everyone likes to. It's another way of cooking. It's more for the sweets. And oh my gosh, Mandy, that's great. She said her brother-in-law used sausage as bait. You know what? That's terrific. I love that idea. I haven't been fishing in a long time, but I'll keep that in mind next time I do. Bring some sausages. All right, back to where we were. Not all people like to do this. It's a different type of cooking. It's more for the sweets. Yep, you're right. We have one of our staff members that talks about it a lot. She is very good at it, and she's very proud to do it. It's a hobby of hers. She has a lot of fun doing it. What can you guys think of? Do you guys know what it might be? You're right. The word is bake. B-A-K-E, bake. Sometimes you might bake brownies, you might bake cookies. A lot of times when you're baking something that's usually very sweet, it's usually a dish for after dinner, known as something like a dessert. I have a good word for what's going on right now. So we're all quarantining. We're all in our houses, staying safe. We're not really allowed out. And from a lot of people and a lot of things that you might be hearing, a lot of people are doing this. Not necessarily intentionally, but a lot of people, you might hear them talking about this. They're really blanking up in on this. They say they're doing nothing but eating and blanking. And it's a four-letter word. You might It might help you if I were to use the word Hulk. That might help you think of a word either that might rhyme with it or might even help you think of him when you think of the Hulk himself. You also might see it in a lot of weightlifters. A lot of weightlifters like to blank up on their size, on their calorie intake. Yep, you guys got it. The word was bulk. A lot of times, a lot of these people like to bulk up on their size, and a lot of these people we hear about either on the news stations or just on TV alone, they're all bulking up with all this they're doing. They're not exercising as much as they should, and they're eating a lot more than they want to. All right. So we have another word. It's a four-letter word. There's a couple different ways to think about it. And I was thinking you might be able to think about it in a couple different ways. You might have to post it for someone in order for them to be let out of jail. You might do this to someone when they want you to make plans on them. You might forget to go, or you might not want to go, and you might not let them know what you're doing. That would can be a easy way to consider that, and you might say that you're another word for it would be blowing them off or blanking on them. Another way to explain it might be when you're doing something and you're not okay with what you're doing, or you don't see the end result coming out very sufficiently. So you might quit, or another word you might use for that might be the word bail. Bail, a couple different meanings for it. You might post bail for someone. You might bail on someone and not give them a call back. Or you might bail out on a situation when you don't think the situation's right for you. So I think this one should be pretty good. I think you guys will get this one pretty easily. So a lot of times during the day, we come in, we do a word game. After the word game at about 11:15, a lot of times we might head into the other room known as the exercise room. And a lot of times in this exercise room, you end up throwing around a couple of these things. There's a lot of words getting thrown around. Yes, that's not what I was looking for. The word does start with the letter B. It's a fun way to exercise. It's a fun way to get your hands moving, your mind moving, your eyes moving. You got to be thinking fast. You got to be thinking quick. It's an object that most games are revolved around, or most most sports teams tend to use as a um as the way of scoring or the way of considering them to be scoring. Um, it's got two hockey sticks in it also, if that helps you. Yep, you're right. You got it. The word was bowl. A lot of times during exercise, we might throw the ball around to help get your fingers moving, get you guys loose, get you guys flowing, get the blood flowing. So that's a good one. Another one that I think you guys might find very easy would be it's somewhere that you guys might go. You guys might go to deposit money or to take out money. A lot of a lot of times you might be an associate at one of these places. You might be a bookkeeper at one of these places. And there's many different reasons for going there. A lot of times a lot of people wound up working in these facilities. So the word that I was thinking was bank. The word bank is where a lot of times you keep your money. Keep your money there. You're able to go get it easily, take it out easily. Not so bad. It's a good place all in all. It keeps all of our money safe from everyone else. How about another word? I'm thinking of another word that starts with the letter B. You might find them on a farm. Um, on a farm, the animals might live in there. They keep the hay in there. They might keep some of the supplies in there. Another way to think about this word, it's a four-letter word, starts with the letter B, is a lot of times a lot of in these new homes, these people are doing um a blank door on the front of their house. So it's able to it looks like the door that might be on one of these that is on a farm. It's another way to explain and another way to think about a big grand opening or like the front of a house, like with the doors on it. Guys are great. You got it. The word I was thinking of was barn. A lot of times they might keep the animals in the barn, or they might have the rest of everything else in it. They might keep all the other supplies in there as well. So that's awesome. Let's see. Let's see. What do you guys? You guys got any words for me? Any words that I might have missed? Any words that you were thinking of that I didn't get to say? I was thinking of one pretty good word that I think you guys might like, and I think we've had enough time and we're able to do one of these maybe. You guys were able to have the time, take the time out to take one. You might either take one of these or a shower, for instance. It's a nice way to relax. You're able to sit there and just basically be able to not think about anything else for a little while. Clean yourself, cleanse yourself. Makes it for a nice opportunity to get away and get away from everything else. You were right. You could either take a shower or a bath. The bath is what I was thinking of. Bath, a lot of times you'll see in TV shows where these women might take a nice little bath. They might sit in the bath with their nice glass of wine, relax, watch TV. There's a lot of different ways to do it. And it's all up to you, however you might want to do it. I'm thinking it's included. Yeah, you could use it however you want. Add whatever you want. A lot of times the bubbles really make it. Or they even have that store in the mall. Oh man, I might not know the name, but they have that store in the mall where they have these balls and they explode in your tub with bubbles. And they're pretty cool. They have glitter and everything. I've never actually got the chance to use one, but I've seen them in the mall. And I bet a lot of you guys have as well. Let's see if we could get one more word. One more word to help you guys out and see what we can think of. Can we think of a harder word? A bigger word? Word with a couple more letters? We could do any of them, whatever you guys feel like. Let's see. What do you guys think? Hmm. Hmm. Can I get any words? Can you guys think of any words that might be good? Hmm. Let's see. I'm gonna give you guys a good word. Can't decide between a couple of them. But I think I chose one that you guys will like. I'm hoping. We're gonna hope for the best here. Hope that you guys are gonna like it. So that's all that counts. It's all that matters, guys. Let's do it. All right. So the last answer that was put in was pretty good. She said bubbles. Bubbles is a great word. They are gonna help going into this next one. I love it. That's a good one. Bamboozle. I love it. That's great. Makes me think of bamboo. Wasn't the word I was thinking of for you guys, but bamboo is also another word that goes along right with it. So, I like to explain this in a little story that I feel like you guys will know. You might guys might have seen it in the books or maybe in TV shows. I feel like I've seen it a couple times throughout my life and I'm sure you guys have as well. So, you always see maybe it's like a cartoon or something, but you'll see a little kid going out to get ice cream. And he's walking in the park and you'll see him in the park and as he's walking around, he comes across an ice cream vendor. And this guy has the little cart. He's got the little cart and he's scooping the ice cream out of it. He's got the cones on the side and he's got these things attached to the side of it that are floating in the air. And of course, the little kid wants his ice cream and he gets his ice cream. But that's not all he wants. He really wants that other thing that's attached to the cart. But he didn't have enough for the balloon afterwards. But seeing how upset the kid was, the ice cream vendor will give give him this little little thing and he might tie it around the kid's wrist. And it's and just to have the kid smile and see the smile on the kid's face was more worth it than any money that he could have paid for it. So he did a good deed and was also helping out the kid, making him very happy. You might see these things. So this is a word that starts with the letter B. I believe it's going to be a six-letter word. And a lot of times, no. A lot of times you might see these in a for birthday parties. They might have these all over the place. They tend to float in the air. You might go get someone. It might say happy 50th or happy birthday. A lot of times you might see them, you might even be able to go in one of them if you really want to. They might be known as a hot air. Did that give it away? Did that give it away for you guys? I think I might have done it. Did you guys get it? No? All right. So that's a good one. I'll keep going with it. So a lot of times these people will go in a hot air. So I always think of it looks like a huge umbrella that you might see at the beach where they have the 8 different sections. You got it. Yep, I was thinking of a balloon. A lot of times during exercise, we might do a little thing called volleyball. And in this volleyball, we tend to blow up a balloon, and they love hitting it around. It's great. We love seeing them have so much fun, and it's like a great game that we get to play with all of them. Yep, you guys got them. It's the balloon. I thought it might be pretty good for you guys to think about and be able to see it. And for all you guys watching, maybe that might give you a little bit of insight on a little activity you could try with them. Because I know I'm gonna start looking for a couple balloons now that you got me going with it. Hey, that's great though. Thank you. I thank you guys all for tuning in with me and having this great day and being able to have such great people around us. It's awesome. I'm so glad for it. Thank you guys. We're having another day, another good day, but that's it. It's great. So I'm very glad to see everyone. Glad that everyone was here and was able to join with me. And hope that all you guys will be able to get through this quarantining together. I know it's been very hard on all of us not being able to see many people, not being able to go out, and not being able to really to get the proper things we might need. It's weird when we're not able to go outside and do these things and see our loved ones whenever we care to. But we're gonna get through it. It shouldn't be too much longer. We're hoping to reopen very soon, and it should be a great day. I think it should be a lot of fun. I can't wait to get back and to see everyone. Should be a lot of fun. And I hope that hope you guys liked it. Please let me know if you guys had enough food, if you guys have enough water, if we can do anything to help you guys. We're here for you guys. We're here for suggestions, ideas, anything that you guys might think of, might want to add, might want to include, things, ways to make it better. Whatever helps. We'll take all of it. All of it with very open arms and open hearts and hoping for the best. So we're hoping to make this go as smooth as we can for you guys and hopefully see you guys soon and get back into the swing of things even sooner. I've heard a couple rumors that hopefully this will be going away just as quick as it came. So we can only have our fingers crossed and hope for the best and hope everything went great. Oh man, I'm so sorry to hear that. Yep. We haven't been able to get out much, only for the necessities if we really need to, but all activities are advised to be on lockdown. So I hope everything is good. Hope everyone is safe, and please contact us if we can do anything to help you guys in any ways that we can. Thank you guys. We'll see you soon. Bye bye.